Inherited IRAs. This is a kind of a two slider here. So an inherited IRA, if you're a non-spouse inheriting somebody's IRA, you have 10 years to spend that down. That comes with annual RMDs, it's called required minimum distributions. However, one strategy to take could be to only take the required minimum distribution, which will be less than a tenth of the account each year, and save the majority of it for the 10th year. If, for example, you're in a position to retire, in 5 to 10 years, you could sort of backload some of those withdrawals. So that's a strategy that will help you, determine if you're somebody who's inheriting an IRA, is, how quickly to spend down that account, because all of the withdrawals are taxable, assuming this is a traditional IRA, not a Roth IRA. So it could be, again, this, you could run into some planning issues here. If you're somebody who inherits $1 million IRA, if you take that on year one, you could have $1 million added to your taxable income. So that could be a huge issue, especially if you're somebody who's working in the workforce, and you're already in a higher tax bracket, or if you're taking, Social Security. It could also have impacts on, on your Social Security taxes, as well as Medicare and all that as well. So again, just to make sure that you're approaching this from a bigger picture perspective before you make any quick decisions. So I mentioned this is sort of a two slider. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on the 10-year rule. You have 10 full years to draw the account down to zero. Okay. You do have required minimum distributions along the way, but it's based on your age. And it's very rare that somebody falls into an age bracket when they inherit an IRA that requires them to withdraw more than 10% a year. It's probably not going to happen. So you can just take the minimum and backload that one withdrawal if you're maybe 55 and thinking of retiring in 5 years. And then you can start your retirement taking, the larger percentage of your withdrawals from the inherited IRA. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, if not, feel free to reach out to us. But one thing to consider as well, to keep your tax basis low for the future, if you're already retired and inherit an IRA, you could, if you're in a low tax bracket, you could consider some Roth conversions with it as well. So while you can't convert a Roth IRA, if you have other retirement, or I'm sorry, you can't convert an inherited IRA, you can convert other pre-tax retirement accounts as well.